Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pocket Coach tutorial. The purpose of Pocket Coach is to help teams find experiments to run to make themselves better teams, to create better products. The target audience of the app is an agile coach, a scrum master, a team, or a team member who wants to track their personal growth to see what they've learned. So the biggest confusing thing in this app is, how do you find your first experiment? How do you find your next experiment? There's tons of them. If we look under this library here, you can see there at the bottom where it says all, there are 210 experiments in the Pocket Coach library. So how do you know which one to run next? That's really kind of the essence of today's tutorial. So the easiest way to get your next experiment is to have a coach. If you have a coach, your coach will often have recommendations. They'll watch how you operate as a team, and they'll say, hey, you might want to try out the Agile Mindset experiment, and then you can search. Or they might say, hey, you want to do the sprint planning experiment. You can go to search, you can type in sprint for sprint planning. Oh, and look, there it is, sprint planning. There's a little video camera too. I'm already level 2 in this particular one, but you can see there's some criteria on what it takes to achieve the skill. If you show details, it actually tells you the problem that this experiment solves, the hypothesis of what we think would happen for your team if you run the experiment, about how long you should run the experiment for, what you should expect to see in typical outcomes, and then again, that skill growth criteria. Skill growth criteria, think of that as the actual steps you got to take. That's why when you hide details, you always still see the steps that you should be taking to experiment with this particular skill. And then there's levels here, level 0, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5. Just as a summary, levels 1 and 2 and 3 are about, really actually 0, 1, and 2 are about learning. Level 3, you're a self-sufficient practitioner. Levels 4 and 5, you're actually helping other people grow in those skills. And on this page here, you can see that the skills have a bar that shows you how far you've gone. The blue is the learning, the green is the self-sufficiency, and the purple is the royalty color, the color of people who help others. So you can see that. Also, if you tap on these skills, you'll actually see a definition of the levels and a video that goes through the levels as well. So you can tap that video and get more instructions on the video on what these levels really mean, how to use them, what to think about them. Okay, but back to the original question. How do you pick an experiment? So the way it works is right here, you can see it says set a learning goal. My advice is when you first have the app, click on set a learning goal, and you will see this page of the possible ways to learn. There's team acceleration. That is, my team is new, I want to accelerate it. Or my team may not be new, but I want to accelerate it. Product acceleration is my product is new and I want to accelerate it. Again, it may not be new, but we think it needs acceleration. So team and product acceleration are great ways to start. When I have a brand new team, I actually would have them select both team and product, and then it'll alternate back and forth between the two libraries. On the other hand, you might be like, no, I actually have a specific role in mind. I want to learn to be a tester. So you click on role, you click on tester down here at the bottom, and now the app will start looking for experiments to help you grow as a tester. I'm going to go ahead and go back to Team Accelerator, Product Accelerator, because that's actually the way I like to use it for a new team. That's what I'm thinking that you guys might be. Now on the bottom, if I go back to experiments, you'll see that there is a new section at the top here called Next Experiment. Based on your learning goal, Product Acceleration, your next experiment should be the product release plan. And then you can click on this and learn what that experiment is all about. There's also different videos to help you get through all those things, etc. So we're constantly releasing more videos. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pocket Coach, and then you'll be notified when a new video comes out, or you can just use the app to find them as well. So that is one way to find an experiment. Simply set a learning goal and then follow this top experiment here. Now, in addition, there are libraries. There's team accelerators that you saw, product accelerators, Scrum experiments, favorite advanced experiments, less favorite advanced experiments, Kanban experiments, and then we have some safe experiments, course safe, and favorite advanced, and toolkits. There's training experiments, there's safe training experiments. Then there's a list of just anything with a video, in case you just love videos, and then of course all. So you can browse any one of these libraries to find an experiment if that's the kind of learner that you are. Also in the top right, you'll notice there's a little sort button. This sort button does change the way that the app sorts. We're actually we're working on an improvement where you'll be able to tell what sort order you're in. The only way to tell right now is to go to the More menu. So just know you can change the sort order if you're trying to look through all these different experiments. Oh, also notice there's a My Plan. With my plan, you can say, okay, you know what, this product release plan, I'm going to add it to my plan. If you do this, it'll switch, it adds it to your plan, and it'll show it in the My Plan. You can see now there's 11 experiments in My Plan. So this is a way for you to kind of limit down the ones that you're personally interested in learning more about, okay? Now, along the bottom, this is everything we talked about here is on the Experiments tab. You can see there's a score as well. The score is just for fun, so you can see who's growing the most in the organization, who's grown the most in the last 90 days. It's just a way to make a game out of learning. Do not reward this, because then people will simply cheat the system in order to get their points, and that's just not a wise thing to do, so don't do that. The second tab is Role Guide. So another way, so in this first tab, you have these experiment libraries. The second tab, you have libraries again, but these are role-based libraries. So I want to be a Scrum Master. And so if you click there, you can see, we got a little bug going on there. You can see it. I call it priming the pump. Sometimes I feel like on the app you got to prime the pump by selecting something a second time. My developer's looking into it. In the meantime, there's Scrum Master, and you can see that there's 8 experiments. So this will help you target experiments for Scrum Master. Again, if you set that as a learning goal, you'll get it that way as well. But notice also you need to become an Agilist. And so you have to be an Agilist in order to be a Scrum Master, and that's why you have 2 tabs. So generic Agilist stuff that everybody's got to do, and then your Scrum Master stuff. And then here at the top, right underneath the blue Scrum Master, you can see it says Scrum Master Level 2/Level 4, 1,099 points. So this part of the app is telling you, L2 tells you that you're a level 2 Scrum Master, but that you do have some skills as high as level 4 in Scrum Master. But your next level, if you want to level up as a total Scrum Master, would be level 3. When it comes to filling a project, filling seats for a team, whatever, you would want to use these levels to kind of find people. So notice that it says underneath Scrum Master, next level is level 3, 1 of 3. You need 2 level 3 Scrum Master skills in order to get your level 3. So that's pretty clear. So if you get 2 more skills on here and you get those to level 3, you would suddenly become a level 3, level 4 Scrum Master. And so again, that's just another way to turn a game into growing your role. So it's a fun way to track what level Scrum Master you are and to compete again with other Scrum Masters. The third tab is another way to find experiments. This is the team assessment. So in here, it's going to ask you a bunch of questions. You don't have to answer them all. Answer whichever ones you want. And unlike a normal assessment, it's not going to give you a score. Well, instead, you'll be like, have you ever done a team launch? You're like, yes, I have, or no, I haven't, or I'm not sure. What the heck is a team launch? Team metrics. Do you track your sprint say-do ratio? Yes, and we use it to design team improvements. Or yes, but we really don't use it. Or no, I don't even know what that means. So you can select your answers by going through here. And then if you click at the top, View Team Assessment Report, it'll actually show you experiments you should run based on your answers. So it's not about getting a score. Again, it's about finding your next good experiment. So here it says you might want to try the second experiment half a year in 5 days, or you might want to try team metrics KPIs. And if you click on this, it'll add it to your plan, just like anywhere else. You can see this one has a video on it. You can click on it to get the details if you prefer. All just another way to get cool metrics. So this is a way for a team to assess itself and find experiments to run. There is a report section, and in the report section, you can pick a date range, and it will tell you what skills changed over that date range. So you can see here, team training went from level 0 to level 1, or from unranked to level 1, so it went up 2 levels. And you can see that 19 points were added to your overall score because of that. So your reports, we probably will design more reports in the future. This is just our first basic report. Finally, there is a More section, and in More, you can see that there are 6 different menus under More. Learning goals is how to get to learning goals if you didn't do it from the main menu, right? And you can change your goals up. Coach mode is really exciting. In coach mode, you're going to be able to become either a shadow coach or a senior coach. Shadow coaches are able to give other people levels above 3 and above. So level 0, 1, and 2 is honor-based, but level 3, 4, and 5, you need someone to validate that quality because you're now a trusted practitioner. Shadow coaches can do that. And then senior coaches, they only have one additional skill. They actually can approve new shadow coaches into their job. The other thing, too, is that senior coaches can grant skills even if they don't have it themselves, whereas shadow coaches must earn the skill themselves before they can grant it to others. if someone wants to become to get a skill above 3 and you're a shadow coach or a senior coach, you'll be able to generate codes here. This whole part of the app is going away in our next big release. We're actually going to allow you to just select a coach through the app and send a request directly to that coach. That coach can then approve it to their own app. Until then, we use this little code system to try to get around that. Okay, so meanwhile, just so you know, senior coach, shadow coach, this whole panel is changing in the next version, and it will be much more robust. It'll show what coaching requests are waiting for approval, what coaching requests you've sent or you've received, etc. So that'll be very exciting. Under profile is really exciting as well. At the top, you can see it says Anthony Crane, and notice it said Anthony Crane on all these different screens. Anthony Crane, right? It's showing that that's who the app is tied to right now. We are going to eventually put an email address in here, either by LinkedIn or you'll type it in, because you're going to be able to request coaching from people with your same company, right? So that's coming also soon. In the meantime, though, you can add a persona. So let's say if I click on my Anthony Crane here, right, it says, oh, you also have Game of Scrums and Mighty Widgets. So those are teams that I'm the coach for. So I can add teams in here, Mighty Widgets, and then it gives me a whole blank slate again. I can start from scratch, and that way they can have their own learning plan, right? Or you can create a new persona simply by typing in a name and saying add, okay? You can also delete. It probably shouldn't have been able to, yes, delete. So it looks like you can add an unnamed one. Good to know. Anyway, so that is how you use the profile panel, one for yourself, so you can track your own growth, and then you can put in others. Also, this app is currently only available on iPhone. Soon it'll be on Android, but until then, you could help your Android users by tracking their growth for them, that sort of thing. Tutorial, that's the video you're watching now. We might add other videos in the future. Sort order. So this is what I was telling you about before. Here are the different sort orders. Recommended means this is going to be sorted in the order of experiments we think you should look at from top to bottom, right? So that's the order I like to use. But in addition, you can just say, show me what's on my plan, and then by level, and then alphabetical, or just my plan for getting level, just alphabetical, or just straight up alphabetical, doesn't matter if it's on my plan or not. And manual sort will actually allow you to drag and drop things into whatever order you'd like, so that you can just organize all this 205 experiments your own way. So that's sort order. Finally, of course, our purchases, and so this year is all just temporary pricing, $100 for lifetime. Who knows what that really means? $5 for subscription. We're just experimenting with how we're going to monetize this. Eventually, that'll all change, and that is it. So this is the Pocket Coach app. I hope you found this video useful, and I hope now you're ready to begin your learning journey of finding experiments that you want to run with your teams.